I hope you are enjoying the videos and learning a lot more things from our videos. So today I have come up with a topic called radio frequency identification technology. Let us see its uses and let us know about its working today. So coming to the contents, what is an RFID, components, types, frequency of operation, working principle. The main thing which we are going to discuss is the scope of research. Let's look into it. So coming to the RFID technology, as the name suggests, the radio frequency identification technology is the use of radio waves to read and capture information which is stored on a tag. This tag is attached to the object. That since it is uses radio waves, it is known as radio frequency identification. And the main advantage is this tag, it can be read from a lot of distance, like it can be read from several feet away, and there is no rule that it should be in the direct line of sight. So this is the main advantage of this RFID when compared to the barcode technology. And as you see here, RFID is a generic term which is used to describe that transmits the identity of an object or a person wirelessly using radio waves. So using this RFID technology, we are sending the information of the object wirelessly using radio waves. That's the reason we are calling this as RFID technology. So coming to the components of RFID, a basic RFID consists of three components: an antenna or a coil, RFID tag, RFID reader. As you can see here, antenna is used for transmitting and receiving the radio waves. This RFID tag, first what it does is it receives the signals from the reader, and in response it will send the information. That's the reason we are calling it as transponder. Coming to the RFID reader, it is a transceiver. Means first what it does is it transmits the signals and then receive the information from the tag. That's the reason we are calling the RFID reader as a transceiver. Now let us look at the block diagram. As you can see here, we have a RFID tag, reader antenna, the reader and a computer. So first the reader will send the signal through the antenna to the tag. In response to that signal, the tag will give the information. This information is again reaches the reader through the antenna. On the reader we have a decoder which decodes this information and sends to the computer. This is the mechanism or working of RFID technology. Coming to this RFID tags, so there are many different types of RFID tags, but we majorly classify RFID tags into three types: active tags, passive tags and semi-passive tags. So as you already know, active tags suggest that they have their own power, that is they are powered by the internal battery. Since they are powered by internal battery, they have high signal range and are larger in size. Coming to the passive tags, they don't have any external power and they obtain their power from the reader. So they have low signal range. Coming to the semi-passive tags, the range of these tags is in between that of a active tag and a passive tag. Now, as you can see, this is a paper tag, EPC tag, inlay tag. These are the different types of tags. So now you'll get a doubt why you are going for the frequency of operation. I'll tell you this in the next slide. So we have three frequencies of operation. They are low frequency, high frequency and ultra high frequency. Coming to the low frequency, it ranges from 125 kilohertz or 134 kilohertz. So since the frequency is less, they can travel very short distance. So the range is up to 10 centimeters. When coming to the high frequency, that is 13.5656 megahertz. So since the frequency is high, they can travel long distance. So the range is up to 1 meter. coming to the ultra high frequency, its frequency is even more, that is 860 to 960 860 to 960 megahertz. So it travels more distance and its range is up to 10 to 15 meters. Now, as you can see, this is an ultra high. So as you can see, this is an, as you can see here, this is an ultra high frequency RFID system. So you have the same things, but the working principle differs. Now let us see what is the difference. So let's see now. So this is the working principle. So why we have classified them based on their frequencies. So as you can see, when the frequency, the working principle is completely depends upon the frequency. So for low frequency and high frequency, they undergo inductive coupling. Whereas for ultra high frequency, they undergo electromagnetic coupling. Now you have a question in your minds. What is the difference between this inductive coupling and electromagnetic coupling? So inductive coupling is when we have two magnets, or due to the magnetic field of one magnet, the current gets induced in the other magnet. That is known as inductive coupling. Whereas electromagnetic coupling means the two magnets will have the same magnetic field. Here magnetic field is due to induction. Here the magnetic field is same. So since it is ultra high frequency, it undergoes electromagnetic coupling. For low and high frequency, it undergoes inductive coupling. But I don't want to confuse you with those things. That's the reason I have come up with a generalized working principle. As I have already mentioned you, every tag contains a specified serial number for one specific object. So to read the information present on the tag, first what the reader does, the reader is also known as interrogator. It will emit a signal to the tag using an antenna. So the tag, when receives this signal, it will respond with the information which is present. And the reader will then transmit the read results to an RFID computer program. So this is the simple working principle of an RFID technology. So as you can see, this is tag or transponder, antenna, reader or interrogator, and then comes the computer. So why we are going for this RFID technology? This RFID technology is 100% secure. That is, it cannot be changed or duplicated. And as I have already mentioned you, no lines of sight is required, and it has long read range. And the one more major advantage is multiple tags can be read at the same time, and we can track people, animals and equipment. And the importance is this tag, it can withstand the extreme conditions and temperatures also. That's a major advantage. Now let us look at the disadvantages. So why we are not so ready to opt to this technology now? So the disadvantages are, when compared with the barcode system, it is more expensive. And as I have said you, every tag has its own application. That is, they are application specific. And as I have said you, it can read multiple tags, so that there is a chance more than one tag can respond at the same time. Then we get wrong result. And there is a possibility of unauthorized reading of credit cards and passports, and implementation is very hard. So these are some of the limitations of RFID, due to which still we are not completely opting to it. And so as you can see already, as I have discussed with you, it can be used in product tracking, animal identification. It can be used in institutions, museums, access control, transportation and logistics, and sports. If you want to know how this RFID is used in libraries, there are many videos in the YouTube too, which actually show how this RFID is being implemented in some of the Indian libraries. Please watch them to know more about this application. So as you can see, these are the various applications of RFID technology. Now we comes to the main topic, that is scope for research. Whenever we are learning something, we should develop a mindset such that what we can do for that. So now when we read this topic, there are some areas on which we can work. The areas are when radio frequency and tagged materials. How the tagged materials respond to different kinds of radio frequencies. That's one area. Next, there are some limitations, right? How can we explore the limitations in traceability systems? Next, now I have a question. I can know about the object only when the tag is attached, right? If tag gets detached, my whole system it becomes useless. So what alternative I can go if the tag gets detached? It's one area of research. Next, RFID next generation apparel supply chain. And as I have already said you, there are chances of unauthorized credit card and passport reading. So how you can make the RFID technology more secure? So that is one area. And now it is there is a research going on RFID based employee attendance managed system. So we can even go for this. How we can use RFID technology to get or to take the employee attendance, or to how to manage the employee attendance. So these are the major areas of research which are going on in the field of radio frequency technology. And so I conclude my topic saying that this RFID is growing and expanding. So first thing is it is high cost. So if we work on it and if we overcome the limitations, this can be used very widely, and if the security and privacy issues are resolved, it can be used even more better way. And it, as you have seen already, it has various applications. So this, I hope that this technology will replace our traditional barcode system. So to know, like I have collected all this information from these references papers. If you are interested, you can even go through it. And if you are interested, I would like to even provide you the PDFs and the research papers. I hope you are enjoying my topics, and your support is the best encouragement for me. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll come up with a very good video in my next session. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.